It could be described as a bag of goodies being handed out. Increased tax exemption on passenger duty allowance, and also the de minimis value on imported goods. There's also an increase in the personal income tax threshold, plus a reverse tax credit and tax exemption for pensioners. That's just a fraction of the benefits being implemented by the government to leverage economic stability in the people's interest. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark unfolded the measures during his opening presentation of the 2024-2025 budget debate in Parliament. A recap comes up later in the show. We will also tell you about the Amberg Launchpad for tech-based entrepreneurs. I'm Adrian Atkinson. Stay with us.
Public passenger vehicle operators and commercial carriers, renew your road license online. It's as easy as 1-2 click. Visit the Transport Authority website at www.ta.org.jm. Choose your license type and click Apply Now. Sign in or create an account with your email address and complete the application process, uploading all relevant documents. Make payment using a debit or credit card. Once your application is approved, the Transport Authority will email you to collect your sticker. Pick up your sticker in office or utilize our courier service. Once the sticker is collected, your digital road license will be emailed to you. For more information, call the Transport Authority toll-free at 888-991-5687.
Good day, I'm Twyla Whelan and this is your JS News for Thursday, March 14, 2024. Government expects to sign a $20 million loan agreement with the World Bank within the first quarter of the new financial year as it moves to implement previously announced plans for an unemployment insurance scheme. This was among the announcements made by the Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, as he opened the budget debate in Parliament on Tuesday. He says the World Bank agreement will provide the Ministry of Labour and Social Security with the technical support to implement unemployment insurance in Jamaica, among other things. The goal is to create a funded scheme that provides temporary income support in the event of unemployment.
On the loss of a job confirmed by employee and employer, the newly unemployed would become eligible to receive an unemployment benefit representing a particular percentage of their previous weekly income, up to a maximum threshold for a period of time.
The recommendation most recently came out of a COVID Economic Recovery Task Force appointed by the Prime Minister in April 2020 and chaired by the Minister of Finance. A feasibility study was subsequently done through the Planning Institute of Jamaica with technical and financial support from the International Labour Organization and the guidance of a technical oversight committee. While details are still being worked out, Minister Clark says it is likely that employees who contribute to the National Insurance Scheme will be automatically included in the unemployment insurance. As is the case elsewhere, it would be funded by employee and employer deductions of as little as 0.8% of salary or as much as 1.5%, with the government to make an upfront initial fiscal contribution. Pensioners are to benefit from increased tax exemptions effective April 1. Presently, a pension exemption is in place, which allows individuals under age 55 to receive a tax exemption on $80,000 of their pension income only. Persons 55 years and older can also apply the $80,000 tax exemption on their other sources of income. Meanwhile, those 65 years and older also benefit from an age relief exemption of $80,000. This is in addition to the pension exemption, allowing this group to benefit from a total of $160,000 in tax exemptions. Now, the Minister of Finance has announced that the thresholds for both the pension exemption and age relief exemption are to be increased.
In an effort to provide further protection for this vulnerable group, it is proposed that the annual pension exemption and the age relief exemption be both increased from $80,000 to $250,000.
This will lead to more than 2,000 pensioners falling outside of the tax net.
The pensioner aged 65 years and over will now enjoy a total income tax threshold of the as of now, 1.5 million plus the 250,000 for a total income tax threshold of $2,176, Madam Speaker.
It is estimated to cost the government $1.1 billion in revenue to implement the increased pension exemptions. Meanwhile, General Consumption Tax, GCT, is to be removed from all raw foodstuff, imported or domestic. The finance minister says the change is in line with Jamaica's trade duties as a member of the World Trade Organization, WTO. It will go into effect in the first quarter of the upcoming fiscal year.
Although, Madam Speaker, this is a measure that emerges from trade-related matters, it will mean the opportunity to provide more affordable imported raw foodstuff to Jamaican consumers. To increase the chance of these, what this allows is for cheaper vegetables, Madam Speaker, to be available, Madam Speaker, to the Jamaican customers.
The measure is projected to cost the government $2.42 billion in revenue. $120 million has been allocated for the rehabilitation of Jam World in Portmore and Fort Rocky in Kingston as 24-hour entertainment zones. The announcement was made during Tuesday's budget presentation. The work will be pursued under the leadership of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport.
Minister Grange is a strong advocate and wants musicians to have spaces where they can earn their livelihood in peace and where Jamaicans have the opportunity to enjoy reggae music in peace. We are leveraging economic stability in the people's benefit.
And finally, work to establish Portmore as Jamaica's 15th parish takes another step forward as Cabinet has approved a proposed map for the area. Minister with responsibility for information, Robert Morgan, made the announcement during yesterday's post-cabinet press briefing at Jamaica House.
The approval of the map is pretty much a technical step that included surveying. As you know, this process has started a very long time ago, from I think as far back as in the 2000s. And there were town halls, discussions with the citizens of Portmore, and NLA was engaged, the Portmore Municipal Corporation was engaged, and various other stakeholders within and outside of government were engaged to come up with this boundary.
He says the proposed map, which was prepared by the National Land Agency, will now go before the Parliament.
The next step is to table, to amend the bill in Parliament so that Portmore can finally become a parish, which is a commitment that this government has consistently made.
And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Twyla Whelan. Thanks for watching.
All creators, join the JIS Creators Challenge.
We want to see your unique perspective on why you love Jamaica.
Whether it's through a Jamaican adventure, arts and craftsmanship, or Jamaican cuisine.
A party lifestyle or celebration of our Otamaniwan people culture.
Unleash your creativity in a video 1 minute or less, showcasing why you love Jamaica.
Follow us on all our platforms for more info on how to enter and prizes to be won. Stay tuned!
As we said at the top of the show, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clarke made several important announcements on Tuesday when he opened the 2024-2025 budget debate. The theme was leveraging economic stability in the people's interest. Here's a recap of a few key points.
The government understands that while macroeconomic stability is critical to improving the quality of life and standard of living of our people, it is by no means sufficient. We hear you, we have listened, and we have done what we have always done, Madam Speaker, is to respond and to act. In an effort to facilitate growth of the MSME sector, and just in keeping with the cumulative movement in the consumer price index over the 8 years between 2016 and today, we will be amending the Income Tax Act to increase the maximum participating voting share capital of companies listed on the Junior Stock Exchange from $500 million to $750 million. There's been significant public sentiment concerning the custom de minimis value and passenger duty-free allowances. This increased discourse has been fueled by changes in the global macroeconomic environment and increase in e-commerce activities. E-commerce sales are 5.2 trillion around the world, and increased growth is attributable to the convenience, accessibility, and vast product selection offered by e-commerce facilities. And mobile devices, improved internet infrastructure, and secure payment systems have further fueled the expansion of e-commerce, adding to the increased usage. Increasing the de minimis value on imported goods will facilitate access to a wider variety of goods to local consumers and will facilitate more activity in the local economy by way of intermediaries and shipping companies eager to capitalize on increased activities. So effective April, Madam Speaker, the de minimis value for imported goods will be increased from $50 US dollars to $100 US dollars. This is expected to cost $864 million. With increasing passenger inflows into our country, our airports sometimes get congested. They get crowded, especially in the high season. It can take time to make one's way through the lines, including the line to clear customs, if there are no goods to declare. Passengers traveling with dutiable items with a value not exceeding $1,000 would be able to enjoy expedited processing, significantly improving passenger flow through our international airports and providing immeasurable value to the Jamaican experience. Effective April 2024, the duty-free threshold for personal and household effects will be increased from $500 US dollars to $1,000 US dollars. In an effort to provide further protection for this vulnerable group, it is proposed that the annual pension exemption and the age relief exemption be both increased from $80,000 to $250,000. The pensioner aged 65 years and over will now enjoy a total income tax threshold of the as of now, 1.5 million plus the 250,000 plus the 250,000, Madam Speaker, for a total income tax threshold of $2,176. And age 55 and over will be $1,750,000. The estimated revenue loss associated with this increase in the pension exemption is $1 billion, Madam Speaker, and the measures to take effect in the first quarter of fiscal year 24-25. I'm pleased to announce the implementation of a reverse tax credit for all Jamaicans, Madam Speaker, who contribute to the system, contribute statutories and otherwise, and earn under $3 million and under. The reverse tax credit, Madam Speaker, means that every registered taxpayer who in the completed fiscal year did their part of contributing to society, whether through PAYE or being self-employed, and who earn under that threshold, Madam Speaker, this government will provide for them a reverse tax credit, Madam Speaker, a tax credit, cash credit of $20,000. There's going to be an established system for the processing and payment of the reverse tax credit to be managed by the Tax Administration Jamaica. This will take some time to set up before it's ready, because we want to set it up in a way that is durable so that the mechanism can be potentially available again in the future. there have been calls for an increase in the threshold for personal income tax. These calls have been made on the basis that the threshold was last adjusted in the 2017-18 year, 7 fiscal years ago. I'm announcing that effective April 2024, the income tax threshold on personal income tax will move from $1.5 million to $1.7 million, Madam Speaker. This will cost approximately $9 billion. Make no mistake about it. We are leveraging our macroeconomic stability to the people's benefit.
One of the problems that occurred in the past was the significant delay in the issuing of warrants for persons who did not pay at the tax office and did not attend the court. And so what happened there was that a culture of impunity had developed, where persons felt that when they received a ticket from the police, they could simply ignore it. So where we are now is that we are now current with the issuing of warrants in respect of the current cases. So what that means is that for persons who do not pay at the tax office, don't attend the court, the warrants are being issued and will be issued, and you will be arrested and brought before the court. If you do not wish to come to court, then go to the tax office. Also, you have the option of contesting it, so you don't pay at the tax office, but you must turn up at court on the date and time stated in the summons. Failing that, a warrant will be issued and you will be brought before the court.
Are you a tech-based startup enterprise? Do you want to get that idea off the ground and turn it into a thriving business? If yes, then the Amberg Launchpad may be the solution for you. To get started, apply to myambergroup.com. In the meantime, here's more information.
The mantra and objective of this partnership between our university and the global software powerhouse, the Amberg Group, is to facilitate the ambitious goal of establishing 100 technology-based startups in 1,000 days. Through this program, we are going to finance these startups, we are going to train them, we are going to give them access to software and other resources.
What it involves is it's a comprehensive support system, end-to-end development and founder protection for any founder who wants to work with us under the Amberg Utch umbrella. So what do we provide to the founders? One, we provide a whole end-to-end development of their product. You will never have to go beg for money to finish your product and roll it out into the market, ever. So that was the first big milestone we wanted to conquer. Because I have gone through that. I ran out of funding halfway.
So this philanthropic collaborative program between Amberg and Utch is about to usher in a groundbreaking transformation to the technology-based startup entrepreneurial ecosystem in Jamaica. As part of this collaboration, Utch, through our Technology Innovation Center, the TIC, will provide incubation services to the selected startup businesses in the Launchpad program.
We provide a full founder protection also. That means there will be a capped equity. So that also means you'll always remain the majority shareholder of this business, no matter what I need to spend to get your business into 100 countries. It's a complete concept to company support, and we provide global sales and marketing support because we already built the rails to go into the whole world from here. Utch is going to provide the office infrastructure to all these startups. They will be receiving full support in terms of office space, electricity, internet, and proper training at the same time. So it'll be a one-year project. In 1 year, our intention is that we take you from training while we're parallelly building your product, and we launch you out into the whole world through our marketing channel. Amberg is already serving more than millions of customers all over the world directly, and hundreds and thousands in Jamaica too. So we already have the whole ecosystem to launch them out into the world.
The Amberg Launchpad signals a significant and meaningful opportunity for Jamaican citizens of all ages and socio-economic backgrounds, including tertiary students, to realize their dreams of establishing thriving businesses. So this program is going to offer an awesome opportunity like no other to ignite tech-focused business ideas that are relevant to Jamaica's development agenda and is well poised to add significant value by creating jobs and ultimately stimulating economic growth.
Entrepreneurship is an essential driver of economic growth and prosperity. It is the driver of innovation. It is what drives us to take advantage of opportunities.
I congratulate Ambassador Savagia, the Amberg Group and Utch for taking a bold and absolutely necessary step to accelerate the development of our country with an acute focus on entrepreneurial education. And I am sincerely encouraged by this initiative, and as a member of the private sector that stands to benefit tremendously from the success of this venture, I want to pledge and put on record my personal support and my willingness to help in whatever way I can.
Today I am particularly hopeful about the Amberg Launchpad, as it is my wish that we continue to modernize and digitally transform our nation as we also reshape Jamaica's technology landscape and provide essential support financing for startups and SMEs.
The applications will be open till April 6th. So for 1 month, you will go to the My Amberg Group website, you click on the link, you go upload your concept, you upload what you want to build, and there are a series of questions you will answer, and you will go into a shortlisting process. Once the shortlisting process is over, the results will be announced on 25th of April, where we will start with season 1. I'm going to do it like Shark Tank. And we are also televising the whole event, every single thing. So we're going to do 10 seasons in 3 years to launch 100 startups. So we also need to polish them, hone them a little bit to how to make pitches, how to understand business, and be ready for questions that the judges will ask from the business community. And finally, we will take the first 10 startups from season 1 and bring them into Utch and roll them out in the next 1 year or so. But there'll be one season after another. We intend to do 10 seasons back to back in 3 years. That is why we say 100 startups in 1,000 days. Wouldn't it be amazing? 100 new businesses in Jamaica. We invite all the aspiring entrepreneurs, investors, industry professionals to get involved with the Amberg Launchpad as participants, as mentors or supporters. We have a vision for the future of Jamaica's technology ecosystem, envisioning a thriving community of innovators, creators, and change makers, driving positive change and prosperity for all.
Today we gather to officially hand over the Child Protection and Family Services Agency's Therapeutic Center, the first of its kind in the English-speaking Caribbean. The project was managed by the Jamaica Social Investment Fund and financed by the Government of Jamaica and the Caribbean Development Bank through its Basic Needs Trust Fund, valued at approximately $200 million.
It's been a long time in coming for us to have a facility like this here in Jamaica. And the banner behind me represents partnership, right? It represents what happens when you have successful partnerships.
The successful completion of this project is yet another positive outcome of the ongoing collaboration between CDB and the government and people of Jamaica.
been such a dream and vision of the CPFSA from the days of our first CEO, Ms. Alice Anderson McLean of blessed memory. And of course, it leaves everyone from the CPFSA here on cloud 9.
Overall, the project will benefit 4,400 children in state care, that is, children's homes, places of safety, foster care, family reintegration, and those in need of psychological and mental interventions.
CPFSA's Children Therapeutic Center is an important development in the provision of therapeutic services for children who may be victims of abuse, who may have experienced psychological trauma, or are brought before the court for behavioral issues.
Additionally, the project will benefit 16,000 children and their families who will access the services of the Child Protection and Family Services Agency on an annual basis. The CPFSA staff will also benefit from a series of training programs. This includes the training of 27 social workers, 161 caregivers, and 48 children's homes attendants and caregivers trained in skills to equip them for their workplace.
This government is taking action to undo the damage as a result of abuse in all its forms by providing interventions such as the services that will be offered at this center. I believe we're striving to make a difference in the lives of our children.
We are protecting our children, transforming their lives one day at a time.
The facility will provide not just therapeutic treatment, but we'll have programs designed by a team of specialists, including psychiatrists, psychologists, occupational therapists, and guidance counselors. An investment in this therapeutic center is certainly a meaningful investment in our future generation.
Jamaica's children are in need of more and more available, specialized, and consistent mental health services. And that is why the government is making this intervention to be able to treat with it, and we are starting specifically with the children who are in state care.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, jis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.